This is Kardec Radio for Teens.
And now it's time for real life-changing dilemmas from a spiritist perspective. The Diary of Alex with your host, Mark Smith.
Hello, friends, once again for another edition of the Diary of Alex. And today, this week, remember last week we actually ended the Diary of Alex of his life in the 1940s. He actually passed away to the spirit realm in Italy during World War II, not from combat, but from a terrible fall that he incurred as a result of his alcohol use. And what we're going to do today is talk a little bit about his diaries that he actually encountered as he was in the spirit realm. He was able to read the diaries from a previous lifetime, the lifetime before his own lifetime. You see, in the spirit realm, we actually have access to this information. And the spirit mentors and our guardian angels may actually give us this gift of having the ability to read about our life or to see our life almost on a screen. And it's something that might go back centuries. We could be talking about life before Christ. We could be talking about life, in ancient Greece. But in this particular time, Alex is able to glimpse at his life in the early 19th century. And he even has a date for some of the events that are going on. And in this particular event, we're seeing almost a transcription, almost like a newspaper clipping almost, of his life from September 24th, 1809. My heart was beating so fast that I thought my chest was going to explode. Sweet Mary is the name she received when she arrived in Brazil. In her native land, her name was Malika, which means sweet princess. When I saw her, it was love at first sight. Never have I felt such a feeling before. But then again, I was only 9 years old at the time, and I still liked to play hide and seek. My father bought her for a lot of money because she had beautiful teeth. She was young, strong, and beautiful, and she was assigned to help an older slave who was babysitting me. I didn't have brothers and sisters because my mother could no longer have children after I was born. I used to call her Malika, which was her real name, when we were with each other by ourselves. We grew up together, laughing, crying, like two souls who met once again after a long separation. This is admittedly a very short entry, but what I think the important lesson that we can learn from this is a couple of things. One is a lot of people are afraid when we reincarnate that we're going to go into the spirit realm and we're going to lose the people whom we loved in this lifetime. And we're no longer going to see them again. Or if we see them, we're going to be apart from them. We'll only see them at a distance. But this story reveals something really important, that the good spirits tell us that through reincarnation, our family actually grows. We don't actually lose loved ones, far from it. We begin to expand our family circles. And through expanding our family circles, our hearts expand. We meet different kinds of people in different lifetimes. We meet some people whom we're still trying to learn to love. And those people may actually be in our family and may actually be important tests for us as we are trying our best to learn to love, to trust, to respect someone whom we might have had trouble with in the past lifetime. It could be a member of our dear inner circle in our own family. It could be someone, it could be a brother, it could even be a father, as it was in the case of Alex in his lifetime in the 1920s, 30s, and 40s, as we learned earlier. Her stepfather. So we could be, remember though, the important thing that this particular entry reminds us of is that we meet again in our lifetimes those whom we hold dearest in our hearts. And in the case of Alex, in the early 19th century, this person whom he held dearest in his heart was Malika in that lifetime. A slave who came from some place in Africa, shipped over like property to Brazil. It just goes to show you the lengths to which the spirits will go in order to bring people together, whose lives are connected in some way through love. And our heart will immediately recognize those spirits, and this is reflected in Alex's story. So in reincarnation, love loses its limits. It becomes unlimited. Reincarnation is not something to fear, but something to embrace. So let's remind ourselves of that through a brief prayer. Dear mentors, thank you so much for reminding us of the beautiful power and gift that our reincarnation is. That through this lifetime, we have access to all the people in the world, in all the previous lifetimes we've had, that we really, really love. The people that are connected to us through deep family, emotional, and spiritual ties. Those people who were very dear to us in previous lifetimes. Yes, many, if not all of those people, might be incarnated now. Some of them, as in Alex's diary that we read earlier, are actually discarnate spirits who guide our efforts through our lifetime. But remember, all of these people are beautiful gifts. And let's remind ourselves too right now of the power of love that connects us to people right now in our lifetime who might be those we don't have immediate connection to. For whatever reason, let's right now send great, great, great gifts of love to those people. Let's connect those people right now to our hearts. And let's right now embrace everyone whom we're trying to love more. Think of someone now who maybe you meet on a regular basis, whom you might have a lot of maybe difficulties with in the past, maybe someone who makes you anxious, or someone who makes you scared, or someone who makes you afraid, or someone who irritates you in some way. Perhaps someone that every time you see them you don't quite understand it, but for whatever reason you always seem to get into an argument with. It doesn't have to be a physical argument. It could be just emotional tension of some kind. Right now, let's send loving thoughts to those people, reminding ourselves that everyone is a child of God, that everyone whom we meet is a loving, has a loving spirit, and is someone who's connected with love to Jesus and the higher spirits. Let's remind ourselves right now that we have the power to transform those relationships through our own love by connecting to the higher spirits at moments like this. Thank you, dear mentors, for this great gift of prayer to remind ourselves of the power of love. so be it. Thank you. I look forward to continuing this interesting journey with you as Alex's life from a previous lifetime is revealed to him in his spirit journals that were given to him in the spirit world. See you next week. Bye for now.
This has been Kardec Radio for Teens. Thank you all for listening.